Hi, best self with Jen Sprag, your happy health coach here, and not all the time happy. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I love, love, love to support people with their mental health. We think about things, new terms that I think are so cute, like mental health hygiene. I know hygiene's so cute, but mental health does make me excited. I'm weird like that. And that's why I love what I do. But today it's raining outside, which I adore, and I'm kind of chilled. And it has me thinking about like curling up under a blanket with maybe a heating pad or something and just being cozy. And I think about slowing down. So last time, earlier, maybe it was a week ago, I talked about stop. So one habit, one little tool in our tool shed for mental health when we're rushing through this modern day culture is to slow down. And stopping is that fun acronym that we learned about. S for stop, T for take some deep breaths, O for observing, observe your feelings, observe what's going around you, observe what your thoughts are, and then you can inquire and see if those are actually true thoughts, and then proceed. And today I want to talk about slowing down. So stopping is providing that divine pause before you react with some phrase or reaction that you're going to regret or that is not aligned with your integrity or is not aligned with your values. So good. Stop. Allow that divine gap, that divine space for you to be conscious in how you respond and be aligned with yourself. So that's super important. Like if that's the only thing that we did for the rest of our life, your life would be different. If you no longer made decisions from impulse, but made decisions based on like what's truly, you know, speaking to you. What do you need right now? What does society say you need, or what does your family need you to do? Like what do you need? And how can you show up in the world? Am I showing up with my best self, or do I need to take a break somewhere else so that I can come back and feel like I can provide light to the situation versus dampening it? So today we're expanding on that with just this simple idea of slowing down. Do you see that like tension in my breath? I can see it on the screen and it's so familiar. It's so familiar. So thinking about slowing down in those deep breaths, those sighs that you take, that's actually a physiological thing to help your body like reset. There's something that you've seen little kids do it, you've seen animals do it, and they take that like sigh. They've been studying it now and they prove like, oh, that's helping you reset. And get more oxygen in that last little hiccup there. Taking in air apparently brings more oxygen into some closed air sacs in your lungs. So groovy. We love biology too. But slowing down, even with this video, I feel like I've probably been going a million miles a minute because I just sat down. It's been a long day. I did the shower. I made the healthy salad, which I don't always do. And now is the time that I actually get to slow down. So this is actually going to be that interstitial space, that space between like what I did earlier today and a rest or a slow down period. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do some deep breaths. Absolutely. And then I have practices that I've been leaning on lately. And it seems to be cycles. My personality is quite curious and I get bored with certain habits easily. So I'm always trying new things. And I just allow that about myself now. Instead of thinking that I got to do one thing and one thing is the best thing. So, yoga nidra, I adore that practice. You can do 10-minute yoga nidras, 20-minute yoga nidras, hour yoga nidras, and those are deep rest, non-sleep deep rest. Look that up too. Yoga nidra was the original non-sleep deep rest. You can do guided yoga nidras from YouTube all over the place or from your app. Probably if you searched, if you have one of those Calm apps, just search yoga nidra. That's what I do. So I've been adoring those, but also I have other guided meditations or even just the book. I have a couple book clubs because we like that, and I can choose one of those to sit down and slow down and read with. So slowing down doesn't have to be an hour, doesn't have to be 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Slowing down could be those deep breaths. This is what saved me towards the end of my teaching career when I was really feeling stuck. I'd started a gratitude practice, and that really did shift my mindset into new possibility. But also, I'd been a yoga student for, I don't know, 15 years by the time I was quitting teaching. And so I was familiar with deep breathing. So that really does give you a reset. I was even talking to my mom about it today. She's so cute. She's like, I think I'm going to start that breathing stuff that you do. And I'm like, oh, cool. Which one are you going to do? And she's like, oh, there's different kinds. I'm like, yeah. And she already knew some. So she was playing silly, like she didn't know, but she already knows box breath and she knows longer exhales and inhales and belly breath. So it does not have to be complicated. Guys, when you're feeling like miserable or you're just feeling tired, maybe you're happy, but you're just tired, just give yourself a little energy with some breathing. It doesn't have to be a big deal. So I'm going to do some right now with you, and then we're going to call it a day because it's time for me to slow down. I've had a long day. I've had a long couple days. So I like to take a breath in, and when I'm teaching yoga, which I enjoy too, I always imagine filling the bottom of my lungs first, right? And I love that visual of a glass of water filling from the bottom to the top. And when I exhale, I empty from the top down. So just if a visual helps. I also like to get into my body, embody, do some somatic experience with just placing a hand on my belly and one on my chest, maybe over my heart space or whatever. That gives me 2 points of contact with myself, connecting with myself, and then just noticing your breath. I do this in the car when there's a stoplight, just noticing, like, do I even feel it in my hand, my lower hand at all? That's pretty normal for me not to feel it down there. You may be like, oh yeah, who cares? Why does it need to go down there? Well, there's nerves. There's like solar plexus. There's just a bundle of nerves there that have to do with your vagus nerve as well. And that will switch on your relaxed state. So that's why we like that deep belly breath. So I imagine now that I've noticed my breath for a couple breaths. I'm not judging it. I'm just like, oh, there it is. It's pretty slow, shallow. It's kind of, I can do better. And then I start to breathe on purpose into that lower hand. I let that lower hand be felt. And then it seeps up into the upper hand. And then I exhale and let the upper hand sink. And then the lower hand can sink. And if I want to be active, I might pull my belly button in a little bit and push out some of that stale air. You don't have to. So just noticing, breathe into that lower hand first. Already feeling better. What have we done it like twice? Notice how I'm looking around. That's what happens. When we get more relaxed, I did that on accident, just noticed it. When we get more relaxed, our blinders are off and we have better peripheral vision. And that's a metaphor too. So I have access to more creative ideas when I'm relaxed. I have access to easier problem solving solutions. Oh my gosh, I can hear the rain. That's why we slow down. And look, you can see this, and I'm noticing this guy. That's Kahlua, Kahlua the horse, and the Turks and Caicos. I was not there. Isn't she great? So, if you are watching this, thank you. That's it. We get to slow down, and it can be as easy as 5 deep belly breaths. Access to a whole new world, a whole new state, new experiences, delight. So, all right, Mental Health Awareness Month. Share this with somebody that could use a little break or they could get some support slowing down. And if you are like me who needs support in slowing down, it is not my natural state. And yet I thrive when I slow down. If you need support, well, then you know what to do. Call somebody or definitely call me because I love talking about this stuff, helping people figure out their own unique way to slow down. All right. You don't get it wrong, guys. So keep me posted. And if you have a way that does work for you already, I'd love it if you commented. I love hearing about these things. I share it with my clients. All right. Bye, guys. Jen Sprague signing out, going into the relaxed state of my evening.